What is happening, Nation's Corner fam? I am your host tonight, Tony Justice, and with me, as always, is the great, the powerful, the lovely Debhausen. How you doing, Deb?
I am great. I got this new Sting T-shirt from my crate that came today. Doing good.
Good. One of the downfalls of me driving a truck, which I'm in my truck right now. One of the downfalls is that I can't. Well, I could if I wanted to bug my mom or my sister or whoever that gets my mail with getting all these constant crates, but I don't want to do that. So,
Well, it's only
miss.
bi-monthly now. It's every other month now.
Oh,
I changed it.
Okay.
So
what was the other
6
crate?
A year.
The Pro Wrestling Tees crate, right? Is that the same?
Yeah, this is the Pro Wrestling crate. There's also the AEW crate, which is quarterly. So that's only 4 a year.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, beside me over here is always the powerful Mongrovian Mike. How's it going, brother?
What's up, everybody? This is my first day back since the operation.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right.
You're kicking ass, brother.
Yeah, I'm down about 60 pounds so far. That's before the
That's
operation
good, man.
weight I lost in this. So
that's good, man.
Wow.
Proud of you.
Yep. Thanks.
Proud of you, bro.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
In the other corner, weighing it at, I don't know, coming in at clutch. Coming in as our pinch hitter tonight. The one, the only, Stephen Wyand. How's it going, bro?
I am doing great. Yes, the clutch is back for the attack, and you called upon me. I was in the bullpen ready to rock and roll.
Are you rocking with Dawkins?
I'm not rocking with Dawkins, but I am rocking with the Nation's Corner crew.
That's good, man. Hell yeah. Speaking
Yeah.
of Nation's Corner crew, our one and only John in South Jersey, he's at a show tonight. He is hashtag Nation's Corner on location. He's at the Wrestling Independent Philly's Paradise in Philly. So that's awesome, man. He's out there representing, and have fun, brother. You're here in spirit. I know you are. So anyway, what do we want to talk about?
Well, I'd like to just give a shout out first before we start. Just a shout out to a couple of good friends of the show out there that always support us and they appreciate us. Mac Davis, always coming in, checking us out and saying hi. He's the host of Road Trip After Hours. They're also on Sportskeeda Wrestling. Him and Teddy Long, Road Trip After Hours. And our buddy RJ and our friends Jimmy Corderas and Brian Hebner from Reffing It Up. And you could also see Jimmy Corderas and his little referend every day. Great people. A shout out to everybody I saw that me and John saw at the big event in New York also. We saw Tommy there, we saw Velvet, we saw Francine, great people, awesome. Mickey James had the biggest line, her and Paul White.
Yes.
Yeah, and she was just at a table. And we saw, of course, had to stop and see Gabby Laspiza, Gabby AF. We love her.
We love our Gabby.
Go to all of these podcasts. I saw our friend Tantalizing Tony, and he gave me a big hug. We saw our cosplay guys, Dusty and Macho Verse, and
they're great.
You can see me unwittingly crashing one of their videos. And,
I've seen that.
Front row should go to one of these cosplays and get his referee shirt.
Handshake with Macho Man.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Get a striped shirt. Yeah.
And also everybody that's messaged me and sent me private messages or wrote something to me on any of my socials, and the crew everybody from Busted Open, Bully, and everybody checking in on me. I appreciate and love you all. Thank you very much. So that's it. On to getting healthy for my grandbaby and me and the rest of my family.
Yeah. How
And
about
my
that
kid.
that card? How about that card that had Creed's
Yeah, it
higher
had some
lyrics on it?
really awful words. It was like I got halfway through before I started realizing this guy's making me read lyrics. But Scotty, I love you, Scotty. I got your thing up there. No, I got the sign. I have my little waterfall. He stopped at the gift shop before he ran up and probably dropped like $150, I'm guessing. I don't know. But I love you, Scotty. Man.
When
The whole
Scott
crew
gave
loves
you
Yes.
that card,
you
Mike,
are
he
the
was thinking.
backbone, the heart. You're the heart.
When
You're the
Scott
heart
gave you
that
of
card-
this whole nation's corner.
We
Mhm.
love Scotty. And when Scott gave you that card, Mike, he was thinking to himself, Elder, are you ready to open this card?
Yeah,
Well,
Oh, yes,
speaking
I
of
don't
was on
shout
forget
outs,
Neil was
anesthesia.
there.
I was on
Neil's feeling
anesthesia,
left
so-
out. Don't forget he was there at the event with you.
Yeah, I was on anesthesia, so he couldn't get me. He couldn't take me any higher. So don't worry.
They still will take one.
well,
When you were on anesthesia, I hope you weren't pulling teeth, just saying.
no.
Oh my goodness.
Speaking
All
of
right,
shout
come on,
outs,
let's get to business.
yeah,
man. It's been
speaking
a
of
freaking
shout outs,
wild week.
let's shout out our live chat first of all, man. We got David Mitchell. What's going on, brother?
Oh,
We
Dave,
got
too.
we got R.A. Davis in the chat as always. You got Seth in there, got Neil in there. Yeah. So and there's Mac. I hope he heard our shout out. I think he did because it's like the bat signal.
Listen,
You
Mac,
shout him out and he appears.
Mac is there.
Now watch, RJ's going to show up. There he is.
Also, I just want to shout out that the interview that dropped last night that Mac was kind enough to check out last night with Zach Ramsey's. Me and John, it's our Nation's Corner on location. It's the Road to WrestleMania series. We're trying to interview as many wrestlers that are going to be in and around the Philly area the week of WrestleMania, because everyone knows there's a hell of a ton of shit that's going on all around
Everybody
WrestleMania.
knows.
Everybody knows a thing or two
Everybody
about
knows.
WrestleMania.
Everyone's going to be there. So
Yeah,
you
man.
be there.
Well,
Thank
that's
you, man.
all good and fine and dandy, man. Deb, there was something you wanted to touch on before we got started.
Yeah, so we saw on Monday, it was announced that April 1st, I think they said. Yeah, April 1st.
It is.
On Peacock would be a documentary about Bray Wyatt. And I think we all collectively shed a tear as we watched that trailer. God, I'm getting choked up already just thinking about it. Shit. Yeah, we're very, very much looking forward to that. I know, the whole wrestling world is looking forward to watching that. So April 1st, Peacock, Bray Wyatt documentary. Yeah, it's gonna be rough, but we all miss him, and it's gonna be incredible. WWE always does such a great job on their documentaries. So
Yeah. Well, one thing about Bray Wyatt that I'll always remember, not only for the inspiring superstar he was, but when he passed away, when we got the news that he passed away, we were all together, or not all of us, but the majority of us were together in Albany for the Hall of Fame. And so I'll never forget, we were down in Chad from Albany's basement as a group. We had SmackDown on. We had all the lights out, and we watched that tribute to Bray on SmackDown that night all together, and that was special to me. And that's a memory that I will never forget. It's just one more memory that we've made as a crew, and that one hits the heart. So so rest in peace to Bray. I'll be excited to see that documentary coming out.
Yeah, that tribute was very powerful.
Yeah,
we miss you, Bray. We miss you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so shifting gears, we have yet another chapter in the Bloodline saga. Last night, we had face off with Roman and Cody, and the stipulation was Roman was supposed to show up alone, and Cody was supposed to show up alone. But as we saw, at the end of that, but I'll get to that. But what do y'all think? Mongrovian, I'll start with you. What do you think about how it went last night? How was Roman's promo, and how was Cody's promo? What was your hits and misses from last night?
I'm trying not to overanalyze everything so much because we get a lot of that. I didn't think I didn't think they sucked. I thought it was good. He got under his skin. He called him stupid, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The usual stuff to try and get under his skin. He did, and I gotta disagree with some people. They said The Rock never was derogatory towards Cody, and excuse me, if you say your mother was too drunk and used forgot to use condoms, I think that's derogatory towards someone's mother. I don't know,
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
I mean, me, I'd kick someone in the nuts if they looked at my mother cross-eyed. So that's just me,
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. That's my mommy.
Yeah. Steven, what were your thoughts about last night?
I thought overall last night they got what they were supposed to get done. They both did their thing. I mean, Roman was putting down Cody, and you're dumb. So here I am. I'm here in the ring by myself, except with Heyman. But you're a fool. You're an idiot. And I think in the back of our minds, we knew that the bloodline was there. I mean, because Roman thought he could. Roman thought that he could outsmart Cody, and Cody said, "Aha! I got you." And that's when, at the very end, obviously Jay and Seth showed up, and that was really cool. And I just thought overall the segment accomplished what it was supposed to accomplish, and there will be another stare down and another face off between, if not Roman and Cody, but all four parties involved. Because, while Roman was like, "Oh, can you trust Seth? Because what happened 10 years ago, he stabbed the Shield in the back, with a steel chair shot to the back, and then Cody obviously said, "Oh, can you trust your cousin? Can you trust The Rock? Can you trust the final boss?" And it's coming ahead. And I mean, and even going back to Monday, I mean, Cody and Heyman was just spectacular. Cody coming into the ring and that response to The Rock on Raw, I thought it was well done. I thought it was Cody with some vendetta. I thought it was some piss and vinegar, and that was a perfect response, to The Rock. And just these little cookie crumbles that we're getting every single week. They're cooking every week, and it's building and building and building until it reaches that final climax, and that's WrestleMania 40. And I thought again last night, another well executed segment by everybody involved.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah.
Deb, what were your thoughts?
Well, Monday we saw Cody address The Rock, like you said. Steven, what you said about then last night, the segment accomplished what it was supposed to accomplish. I think that's spot on. I think, we've been saying for a few weeks that they needed to figure out some way to bring the story back towards Cody versus Roman, because it's, we've talked about Rock has taken so much of the focus over it that it was kind of a battle just between Cody and The Rock, and Cody's not having the match with The Rock. He's having the match with Roman. So yeah, they did a great job of bringing Roman back into the fold, without anybody else involved, just Rock or just Roman and Cody speaking to each other. And then the very, ending there with kind of both of their groups kind of creeping out, showing their faces, and having kind of a stare off between the two groups. That was very, very well done. I think Cody has really shown, there was some things in his promo that I feel like, is it just me, or I feel like too many people are kind of getting really hung up on the whole mom involvement in it. Like that's the only thing people are focusing on about his promos is, bringing up his mom and blah, blah, blah. And I, Mongrovian, you said if someone talked about my mom, you'd be at their throat.
Yeah, but
I don't know. I guess I
I
just
don't-
feel differently about it. I'm not really focused on that. It doesn't really bother me whatsoever that, I don't think he did or said anything wrong in his promos.
He's mild now. The people want him to go back to Attitude Era, then they'll get some shit in their face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's been pretty. One thing I noticed about last night, Roman's delivery in his promos. I love his cool, calm, and collected way he delivers a promo, and the way his manner of speaking, the words he inflects, like he's come a long way from sharing the ring with John Cena, having a promo battle.
And oh god, and the god awful promo
thereof.
he had against Sheamus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love this character that Roman Reigns is portraying right now.
He's
Tribal
cocky.
Chief. I love it.
He's cocky.
I love
He's
it.
arrogant. And Tony, I know this hits you. This hits with you on so many levels because again, this whole Roman and Cody thing, it has given me Rocky vibes again and again and again. Because even though Rocky did not beat Apollo Creed in the first movie, he beat him in the second movie. When you lose to the enemy in the first fight, you're going to have your doubts at first. Oh, can I beat the biggest, baddest guy, in the ring? And, oh, you're an idiot because you're challenging me again. Cody's thinking, no, I'm not an idiot. His character's thinking, I'm not an idiot. If I'm going to be the champion, if I'm going to be holding that championship belt that my father never got to hold in his entire professional wrestling career, I have to beat you. And just the little tie-ins that they've been doing week after week. I mean, Cody said it. Who was the one that beat the Shield for the first time? Oh, who was the team that beat you? Oh, it was a team that ended in the last name Rhodes. And just these little tie-ins. Like, Cody is not intimidated by Roman's cocky, arrogant, pompous-ass attitude. He is standing his ground. And just every single week, everybody involved continues to go out there and accomplishes every little thing that needs to get done to move the story forward.
Mm-hmm.
Right. One thing Max said a while ago, he said The Rock needs to quit being likable. And I agree with that. His promo in Memphis on SmackDown last Friday. It was a straight babyface promo, straight babyface until he got into the song and dance or song, entertaining part of it where he was singing and still talking about Cody's mom. And people, the crowd was cheering him though, and that's not what you want for your, if you're trying to build Cody up as this monster babyface, you don't want the crowd to be cheering a heel when they're dissing him, in my opinion.
Maybe they
I see what you're saying, Tony, but Rock did say in that promo, I've been coming out here and I trash every other city, but I'm not going to trash Memphis because this is my home away from home. This is where I got my start in wrestling. So I get what you guys are saying, and I agree if you're looking at it from the baby-faced heel perspective, but The Rock did say in that promo, I trash every other city, but Memphis is where I got my start in wrestling.
Yeah. Mongrovian, what were you saying?
No, they just knew it was going to be a hot crowd for The Rock. I don't know. I don't understand it either. I agree with Matt. And I agree with you.
I think the lines are so blurred these days. I think it's so hard to actually make like one complete bad guy that everyone's going to boo and one complete good guy that everyone's going to cheer. I think these days it's always going to be kind of a mix of the two, and no one it's hard in this modern era to be a complete bad guy or to be a complete good guy.
Well, you got bullied.
And I think The Rock is such a special case because he's someone, he's one of the biggest stars they've ever had. And I think that, I remember telling you guys the other night, if if I went to WWE when they, if they come to Allentown, I'm not sure when the next time they're coming around are. If The Rock shows up on that show, hell yeah, I'm cheering. It's the fucking Rock. He's the reason why I was interested in watching wrestling in the first place. Of course, a huge portion of the audience is going to pop. We haven't seen him in, what was it, 10 years was when he had his last match? It's
11.
He's on a different level that you're just not going to get the entire crowd booing him. I'm sorry.
Right.
And also as well, like we talked about on Zoom before as well, like even though Rock was trashing Cody in Memphis and the fans were cheering what The Rock was saying in Memphis, when Cody came out during Raw and during SmackDown, Cody still got the same reaction he's been getting in week after week.
Yeah, it's going to be a hot crowd for him when he takes the belt, when he pins Roman. It's going to be
one opinion I have, and it's probably not going to sit well with y'all. And I want y'all's opinion. I want y'all's honest opinion on it. I gave my opinion on Roman earlier. Now, something I've noticed with Cody. I'm a Cody fan, but I think he relies on fan reaction too much. Like, he looks to the crowd way too much when he's trying to cut a promo. He looks to the crowd for whatever reason, acceptance, or make sure they're with him. What he constantly looks like when The Rock was in the ring with Cody and he spoke about Cody being a mistake. Right? The first thing Cody did was look at the crowd. Why are you looking at the crowd when someone just disrespected you? To me, I just think he's relying on the crowd way too much. Deb, what's your opinion on that?
I don't necessarily notice that as much as some other people do. I will agree that I feel like sometimes his promos, like he has this certain cadence in talking that leaves that space for crowd reaction. Like if you watch a sitcom, a lot of sitcoms have the laugh track, and the actors have to intentionally leave those certain pauses in their speaking to account for that laugh track or the live crowd reaction. So I think that's what he's doing, and sometimes that may come across as just kind of seeking for the reaction, but I feel like it's very intentional because they know there's going to be reactions at certain points of what he's saying. So he pauses. So, you want to leave that reaction open and not talk over it.
And it's also
that was an amazing
the words.
Yeah. Deb, that was an amazing example. You just used the amazing example with the laugh track when you're doing a live studio like Happy Days, or when we're watching Happy Days or whatever. You had the studio, the laugh track, right? And that's an amazing example, Deb. I never thought of it like that.
He's being like Mr. Roper.
I think that also that kind of goes along with the difference between it being a large TV production and a regular wrestling show. Like when you're a large TV production of that scale, there's going to be things like that are involved in production to kind of make it more like a show.
Yeah.
And like when he does those pauses in his promos, it is intentional because he's not going to say, the big line in one word. He's going to pause to give the last part of that sentence meaning.
Right.
Because when he was cutting that promo last night, when he left that space in there, and then he said the last part of his promo, it got the response that it was supposed to get. If you say everything at once, it's like the crowd is having to take everything in at once in one, sitting. When you let the words breathe and then you speak after a pause, to me that makes more sense because you're going up and down with your cadence and your delivery. He's not going angry. It's up and down, quiet, medium, loud, back to low, and all this type of stuff. That's the art. That is the artist of being a great promo, cutter, because the people who know how to cut promos can cut promos in many different facets, whether it's pissed off, whether it's quiet, to building all these different emotions. And that's what Cody's so good at, is conveying, the audience and having them hang on to every single syllable, every single word that he is saying in the ring.
Right. Mongrovian, what are your thoughts on my opinion about Cody?
Yeah, he does look to the crowd, but you know what? Every time he looks to the crowd, he gets the reaction.
He does.
That might not be as annoying to me as Seth making the crowd do that whoa stuff.
Yeah. RJ just posted a question in the live chat. If Cody wins the title, then what? And not including the Rock.
That's the thing, because when you see a heel win a title, you know what's going to happen. He's going to talk a lot of shit. He's going to do a lot of heel shit. He's going to finagle his way out of matches. He's going to cheat and keep the belt, and do whatever. But when Cody wins it, what's he going to do? Defend it every other week? Defend it every week? What? I don't know. So,
well,
I mean, he's right there to turn heel. That's for shit sure. I mean, with the suits and sounding so erudite all the time, So
only thing
he's so loved right now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I can think of,
even the Rock is
that
wearing
comes
a pink robe. Look. Even the Rock is wearing a pink robe.
He's a Cody crybaby before Cody crybabies were cool. Yeah.
Speaking of, you guys did point this out last night. That was pretty badass when that fan was in the crowd last night with the pink robe.
Yeah.
That was great.
So the only thing I can think of after WrestleMania saying Cody wins the title. He comes out on Raw or SmackDown. He'll have to come out on Raw. The Raw after WrestleMania. And go in the ring with the belt, cut the promo, talking about finishing his story, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Randy Orton comes out, gets in the ring with Cody.
Yes.
Touches the faction they were in the very beginning of Cody's career. And then Randy RKO's Cody, leaves him laying, and there's your story for the next.
Here's also
probably
what
till
I'm wondering
SummerSlam.
too. Okay, so if Cody does win the belt in Philadelphia, do we get a new belt, or like a new design, or do we go back to the Wind Eagle belt?
I think we'll go back to the Winged Eagle because Cody has mentioned how that was his favorite belt, favorite title.
Yeah.
I think we will go back to the Winged Eagle. I would love to go back to the Winged Eagle.
That's my favorite belt in wrestling. Period.
You're not going to go
That'd
back.
be cool.
Hey, Deb, what was your answer to the question that RJ posed? What do you think Cody's next step is?
I don't know. That's tough. You're very right about, how a heel champion is as opposed to a face champion. I don't know. That's really a tough one. I honestly hadn't even thought about that yet.
Orton.
I honestly hadn't thought about what happens after Cody wins. I think there will be some sort of a continuation then with The Rock and Roman. I also wonder if somehow Dustin gets brought into the fold, because we saw Dustin posted on his social media a little promo video for the Rhodes Wrestling Academy show that was happening. And at the very end of the promo, he had the camera guy zoom in and said, "Fuck The Rock." So I really wonder if somehow, some way, Dustin ends up getting involved in this. And maybe we do get Dustin coming back to team up with Cody, against who? I don't know. I don't know yet.
Well, earlier in the live chat, RJ posted a comment talking about Cody will get some other, quote, family members, unquote, to help him at Mania Night 2.
There you go.
There you go. That's what I'm thinking with Dustin.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
don't know his contract situation with AEW. Don't know. I mean, I seriously doubt that AEW would let Dustin come over and do some business with WWE.
Unless his contract has expired. We don't know.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
don't
we
know
don't
that
know that.
stuff. So
I don't
There's even
pretend to
some
know like
younger
I know
roads.
everything about everybody's contract details. So
Yeah, there's even some younger roads that Dustin was debuting their
Yep.
take
Mm-hmm.
his nephews, his
at
nephews.
the
Yep.
Nightmare Factory. The
Yes.
they have going on there.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Right.
yes.
Exactly.
Well, SmackDown, last night was pretty much the ending was mainly the hitting point for me. I don't know if y'all have any other things that stuck out to you from last night. That was the hitting point for me.
Yeah, I would honestly say so for sure.
Yeah. We do have The Rock coming up on Raw in Chicago coming up on Monday with CM Punk being there also.
Oh,
Jade, yes.
announced
yes.
that she's making her debut next week on SmackDown. I do like the way they've kind of just done little teasers here and there with her. Like when she first signed, they had a couple teasers where she showed up on each show, and then she came out on Rumble. And then there was the teaser. I think she was in a backstage segment with like Nick Aldis with some other free agent people. So it's just kind of been little teasers here and there. Now she's officially announced she's picking SmackDown. She's going to debut next week.
How do you guys love these vignettes now that they're doing? They're doing these vignettes a little differently.
Oh, yeah.
And like I'm noticing it, like they're popping out. Like the one with Braun. There's a new vignette with Braun Breaker and the vignette with Jade that they're really out there. Like they're putting their weight, how much they lift, whatever like things. And it's just it very, very good. Like it really just gives you their whole story in 30 seconds, Yeah.
So speaking of kind of, things changing or things, being a little bit different. We saw another home invasion last night between LA Knight and AJ Styles. And I thought it was funny. I think it was Sportskeeda on Twitter earlier today or maybe last night, showed a couple pictures of the home invasion angle between AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, and now the home invasion with AJ Styles and LA Knight. And I think their caption was AJ needs to invest in a better home security system or something. The way that they showed it last night, it was very real looking. Like they had regular police. It wasn't just, local indie wrestlers dressed up in uniforms.
It wasn't top fight.
Very, very, very well done, I will say. And I love home invasion angles. I don't know what it is about it, but every time there's a home invasion angle, it's exciting.
Elder
it wasn't top flight security.
Reference. No, the system has failed.
Hey, shout out to Nia and Becky and just every there were two major women's extreme matches, and they both kicked ass. And I just want to everybody, we all get critical with Nia and at times, and a lot of people get overcritical and say a lot of stupid shit about her online, but they're assholes. But she kicked it up a friggin' notch with this match.
Yes.
I mean, she looked like made Becky look like a little rag doll being thrown around in there, and it was amazing. And when Becky jumped off, and right through the table with that leg drop, whoa, that was crazy. That was good. That was good stuff. And then of course the other match we'll talk about when we get to AEW. But if people want to chime in on this match, because that kicked my ass.
That was probably Nia's best televised match on Raw in her career.
That was Nia's best match up to date. I think.
Yeah, I would think so.
And the rematch was right there too. That was a month ago. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I want to hit something back on the home invasion angle that we saw last night. Watching that, the way it was shot, through the body cam, through the dash cam of the cop car, watching them fight in the yard, that took me back to a certain home invasion angle during the Attitude Era between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Brian Pillman.
Yep.
That took me back to that, and that was when that happened back in the Attitude Era. That was kind of cutting edge stuff. Like they almost got canceled. If you call it canceled back then, I don't even think that word existed back in those days. But
no,
because they used well, it was perceived to be a real gun that they used.
But
well, Brian did have a real gun. He did have a real gun.
Got it though. It wasn't even that they showed a gun.
Yeah,
he was all ducked at that Steve Schultz man shooting up the set.
Yeah.
So
but it took me back to that.
I'll give a podcast recommendation with that. This was maybe last year or 2 years ago. The Ringer Wrestling Show podcast did a series, catchphrases that defined the Attitude Era, or something along those lines. And they did an episode on Brian Pillman, the home invasion. And it was very well done episode. They interviewed a bunch of people that were involved at the time. I think even JR, they had snippets of talking to him. So yeah, it was very well done. For me, who wasn't watching there during that time, I got an in-depth look at what that was like. So yeah. Definitely recommend going back and looking at that on the Wrestling Ringer podcast.
Yeah. On a personal note, now that you said that, Deb, what year did you start watching wrestling? You told me once before, but
2007 technically, but I was kind of just on and off watching here and there for years.
Yeah. So I have enjoyed ever since me and you became friends and became close. I have enjoyed like showing different things that happened back in the Attitude Era, back in WCW, that you missed, even stuff in ECW.
Right.
That happened and that you may have missed or whatever. And it sucks that we can't actually see the actual footage from ECW that aired because
Paul,
one producer on Busted Open screwed all that up for us. But anyway, but yeah, I've enjoyed sending you YouTube links and showing you different things that happened. And you've actually took it upon yourself and you've gone back on Peacock and you started watching old WCW Nitros. And I'm so happy that you did that. Where are you at right now, by the way, on that?
I actually I'm watching it slowly. I'm not watching it regularly, just here and there when I, get some extra time to kind of go through an episode. I just watched the first few episodes that Hall and Nash showed up on. So I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Right.
There you go.
That's when business picked up.
Right. So yeah, I've watched every documentary there's out there to watch about, all this stuff. So, even though I wasn't watching back then, I've really tried to kind of brush up on my knowledge and, at least get all the important points. I don't need to watch every single, enhancement talent match that there was, but everything that was actually, important that we still talk about to this day, I've watched.
Yeah. WWE puts out excellent documentaries, by the way. We were talking about Bray.
You were just reading my mind, Tony. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. The essential documentary to watch about that era is the Monday Night Wars, that whole series they put out of documentaries. Those are excellent. And they go in depth. And I actually want to go watch them again, really, because they're so good.
Everywhere from NWO to DX.
Yes.
Steve Austin and Goldberg and Bret Hart and Chris Jericho and everybody involved.
And there's a ton of podcasts out there that like JR's podcast, Conrad's various podcasts, Tony Schiavone's What Happened When. There's so many podcasts out there that go back and review entire shows. Like they'll just go and review entire shows, entire pay-per-views, give some behind the scenes stuff that happened.
Yep.
You know, there's so many podcasts that if you're interested in you know, going back and not only just refreshing your memory, but for someone who didn't watch back then and wants to learn the history, there's just so much. There's so much
Do your
out there
homework.
to be able to learn.
Yeah, do your homework.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it
Speaking of all the stuff from back in the day, Mongrovian Mike, you know, I know he's a collector. I've been down there in that man cave of his.
Oh, I thought you were
Pretty sure-
referencing him as, you know,
Yeah.
from back in the day.
Pretty sure he still has everything.
He's from back in the day.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he still has everything original that was like
Yeah.
when it aired. He's got it recorded or something down there. So,
I got
yeah.
stuff
So,
recorded, man.
I mean, here's a guy that still has his Howard Stern videotapes. Boom.
yep,
For real.
yep, he does. I want a copy of those, by the way. But yeah. So,
He's
anyway,
got
so
concerts on VHS, freaking fighting.
yeah.
Golly, a whole bunch of stuff.
So shifting gears again, I will not use that one word that Neil suggested earlier. I will not use that word. We saw some AEW this week. We had a 3-hour AEW Dynamite / Rampage on Wednesday night, and I saw somewhere online. Don't know. Don't take it for for truth or anything, but I saw somewhere where they said that it was kind of a. Yes, there was basketball playoffs going on right now, so they had to kind of combine it. But they were testing the waters on a 3-hour wrestling show for AEW to see how it would turn out. I don't know what the rating showed. I don't know. All I know is
I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe that.
All I know is I
think
enjoyed
it's just because NCAA is on.
right.
Yeah.
All I know is I enjoyed what I saw on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Deb, what did you think about Wednesday?
Oh, I agree. I you know, the thing with the 3-hour show thing is
3-hour show.
I saw some some discourse online about, you know, people sometimes complain about the 3-hour show when it comes to Raw. But you know, what about, there's a whole lot of whataboutism that goes on in the wrestling world. What about, you know, when AEW has a 3-hour show? I think the difference is if you give us a good to great 3 hours, we're fine with it.
Yeah.
You know, Raw is not a chore anymore to watch. Sometimes I still go to bed at 10 just because that's when, you know, I like to go to bed to be able to wake up for work in the morning. But if something specific is happening, I'll stay up to watch the 3rd hour. If you give me a good 3 hours, I'll watch it. And same with Dynamite and Rampage this week. I think from start to finish, the whole show was really good. I think it was a very, very good use of like the transition from the 2nd hour to the 3rd hour. Yeah, the crossover, having it during Edge and Christian's match. You did see kind of like the screen kind of faded to black real quick and came back up. Like it wasn't even a lights off, lights on type of deal. The screen just kind of faded to black and came back up. And then you saw all the video screen switch to the Rampage graphics. So I think that was a great use of the transition into Rampage mid-match.
Yeah.
And they kept us wanting to watch. That's the biggest thing.
I love that too. I love the way that they, you know, it just went off for a second, boom, and all of a sudden it was on ramp. We're on Rampage.
Yeah, it came back up.
Right.
And plus, it was a great match.
It was a fucking hell of a match.
And you know what was great about that fight? Hockey fight, baby.
Hockey.
That's match of the year contender.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
We just had the Osprey match. You know, forget about it.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Forget about it,
bro.
Some high points of Wednesday. Of course, the Adam Copeland Christian that match was amazing, and we got a new TNT champion in Adam Copeland. I'm glad that happened. I think it was time.
Yes.
And also the Will Ospreay promo, which was amazing. And the main event on Rampage.
Shoes were too small for him, bruv.
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
And the main event on Rampage, the women's match, the Sky Blue and Julia Hart versus Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale.
Willow Nightingale.
Oh my God!
Good God!
Yes.
That
Yes,
was awesome.
Unbelievable.
That was awesome.
I need to give some recognition and some flowers to Julia Hart and Sky Blue right now. You know, Stat and Willow, they're both amazing and awesome and badass. But the transformation we've seen from both Julie and Sky over the last few years is just so cool to see. I try to talk about it as much as I can, just because I want to give them the recognition they deserve. But both of those young ladies have just been freaking killing it, and they deserve every opportunity that they get. They have clearly worked hard and listened to the coaching that they have, and it's just they're the next you know, chapter of the AEW women's division. They are. Yeah,
I agree. I mean,
there was a lot of high points to that show, and I know we'll get to it, but the biggest low point was the beginning. But then after that, overall, it was a great show.
I don't even remember the beginning.
I don't either.
Mercedes.
Oh. Yeah.
I think Ospreay's getting bigger pops, but that's all right. She's still, listen. They sold the plate 2 sellouts in a row, so let's keep the momentum going. Whatever's doing it, keep doing it.
Keep the momentum going. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay in your lane. Will Ospreay is just freaking fantastic. What an amazing addition to their roster.
Him and Danielson are going to beat the holy hell out of each other. It's going to be a fantastic match at Dynasty.
But kudos to those 4 women for that match, and of course Nia and Becky for their match. Very awesome matches.
Women are killing it on both brands.
Yeah. Statlander for taking the tax.
She's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Julie didn't take no tax though.
She cray.
Sorry. She's still, she's still at
she cray with the capital K.
Good at 10 when she takes some tax or, some good.
She's hardcore. She's hardcore.
I loved it when they both got the bag of tax and poured it out, and Chris, Sky was on the top turnbuckle, and Chris came up and Sky got the advantage, right? Hit her or kicked her or something, and then took her shirt from the back and pulled it up because she's about to powerbomb her in those tacks. She wanted the maximum response from those tacks, and she hit hard on those tacks, and oh my God. I was seeing the reactions of the crowd in the front row, and they were like going crazy.
Yes.
But when she hit those tacks and she rolled over, and you saw those tacks in her spine, it made me cringe, because she was in pain.
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't
grabbing the tacks. Like, damn.
Ezra in the chat.
Hey Ezra, when'd you get here?
Pull up that cup.
Hey, Ezra's right. Ezra's right. Dude, I have not, on a personal note, I have not gone crazy in a record shop lately. Y'all know about it, but I'm trying to build a house right now.
The house that Tony built.
And all my money's going to that house,
Yes.
And so
here you go, Tony. Here you are pulling into the record shop in the parking lot.
Oh God.
But yeah, I talked to my good friend Bruce Walker. Shout out to Vinyl King on Whatnot. We're friends on Facebook now, and I actually invited him to Philly to hang out with us at the Busted Open party. So y'all might be meeting Bruce. I hope he gets to show up with his wife. That'd be cool.
Nice.
But yeah, Bruce, if you're watching, man, what's up? But anyway, yeah. So AEW was excellent. I love the momentum they've got going on right now. They ever since Revolution, they've been on an uptick, and I'm happy for it. I'm here for it.
Yeah. One thing I thought of. So on Wednesday, I worked till 8:00. So I literally I was walking out of work and pulled up AEW on YouTube TV app on my phone. So I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I had it playing on my phone mounted on the dash as I was driving home. And just, the intro of the show as I was basically walking across the parking lot to my car. The intro of the show, they have a new intro video. They have a new song. They have a whole new look and color scheme and all that. I feel like just that intro, like, kind of brings the excitement. And, like, I got a feeling of watching Dynamite when Dynamite first started. That intro to kick off the show, it really gives you that excitement. And I like that. I really like the changes that they're making. They're killing it.
Yeah, they went all in. Now I'm waiting on them to do a energy drink logo in the center of their ring now. Like, I hope they don't do that. Don't do that, Tom.
I don't know. Well, WWE's got a Prime logo on their the middle of their mat come WrestleMania. So
right.
maybe AEW's gonna slap a Woo Energy logo somewhere, everywhere.
Well, we see it in the entranceway all the time. They got it up on the screens back there on the entranceway. I'm still waiting to see that somewhere, like at a truck stop. I go to truck stops all over the dang country.
I think it's only available online as of now.
Yeah, well,
I don't think it's in stores yet. I don't know.
I really don't need to be doing energy drinks. I'm trying to get off of them myself because I drink the white Monsters, and
those are not good.
They are my my weakness because I don't drink coffee. And I'm a truck driver, so I need to wake up in the morning, and so the only way to wake up is do an energy drink. And
there's a lot of other better ones that you could be drinking now.
What about Fulton?
Zero sugar Zoa, zero sugar Ghost, zero sugar C4. They're all much better than Monster as far as I'm concerned. But that's just my
the white Monsters is zero sugar, but it's not sugar.
Yeah, but the flavor sucks.
It's
the caffeine. The caffeine's no good for you.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to get back in better shape. I won't make it by WrestleMania 40, but I'm trying to get back in better shape, and I'm going to start doing DDPY at some point. Get going on that. And shout out to DDP.
The documentary is so good.
He is amazing, an amazing individual, amazing human being. All he wants to do is help people. Yeah. I mean, I know for personally, I met him at a convention in Philly, and me and Chris were standing there, and he just was like giving us basically a 10-minute spiel on DDPY and why we should do it. And he even offered me and Chris, like, if we signed up, he would offer us the first month for free. And I didn't do it. I'm stupid, but yeah, DDP is an amazing person. I mean, he's helped Scott Hall. Rest in peace, Scott Hall. He helped Jake the Snake Roberts. He's helped Buff Bagwell, and look at the transformation of Buff Bagwell.
Scotty Riggs.
Yeah, and now Butterbean too.
American male.
Now it's the Butterbean.
Yeah, and now he's helping Lex Luger, and so I'm so happy that we have a person like DDPY or DDP in this world. So and he was one of my favorites in WCW, and he's just carrying it on, doing great things for the world, and I'm so happy that someone like that exists. So
even though Page was a great pro wrestler, I think he's made more of an impact out of the ring with the DDPY.
No. He transcended that. Like that, please. That's for
absolutely.
Sure. That's for sure.
Yeah.
The lives that he saved, the people that we don't even know their names.
Right. Yeah. There is countless testimony videos on YouTube. So yeah, y'all check them out. Go ahead, Deb.
So back to AEW just for a moment. I wanted to ask you guys what you thought of what's happening with the Undisputed Kingdom, specifically with Wardlow and Adam Cole. And I've been meaning to bring this up for weeks and just kept forgetting to squeeze it into the conversation. if MJF comes back to AEW, which I personally think he is coming back, what do you think's going to happen then between MJF and Adam Cole, and where do you see that going?
Well, I honestly think Adam Cole being injured right now has kind of stifled a lot of things going on in the AEW as far as that storyline goes with Undisputed Kingdom.
Right.
We keep saying, and you especially, Deb, keep saying that you don't think Adam Cole's the devil because you've never seen him wear the mask. We think that MJF is the devil.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement with Bully on that. Bully's mentioned it a few times, and I totally agree.
Yeah. Stay tuned. But yeah, I think Adam Cole being injured right now, and remember when the devil was revealed, we thought that Adam Cole we thought it was a work, right? But not the case. But yeah, it's like after that whole thing, that storyline just went zero. Because MJF left, and there's nothing of substance that's happening right now. It's Adam Cole in a wheelchair,
and Matt Taven, and Mike Bennett. They're not
I
doing
loved
nothing with
it. I loved it there for a little while, and at first I loved them, kind of forming the Undisputed Kingdom. But yeah, it has felt maybe they're just in somewhat of a holding pattern till either Adam Cole or MJF is better to return. But yeah, they've got to figure out a way to kind of keep that story going and keep adding more to it to be able to kind of stall until they can really kick it up a notch. Yeah, I don't know. And the whole Wardlow thing, I'm not sure what to think about. I'm not sure what to think about it.
I mean, he did the match with Samoa Joe last week on Dynamite, and now what the hell do you do?
You got choked. Yeah, now
it's happening. Yeah,
they were always. I
don't know. They've got to. I tend to lean on the cautious optimism side, so I tend to feel like I have faith and I have confidence that something's gonna kind of turn for the better, but we'll see.
Yeah. So with MJF, what if he is coming back to AEW, but he's going to be wearing a plaid scarf? That'll fuck that guy up, man.
Oh, man.
Shout out to Denise Salcedo, who actually knew the difference between plaid and Burberry. Thank you.
I even knew the difference. Yeah. I knew the difference was about. Well, like a Jericho scarf was like $15,000, right?
Yes.
So like his scarf is like at least $1,000. His Burberry, yeah.
Say that again.
At least $1,000.
No. What is it? A Burberry?
Burberry.
Okay.
Burberry.
A Burberry.
I just wanted to hear him say
Burberry.
All right.
Burberry to you.
I think we can end the show on a good note with AEW. We're happy. We're happy that AEW is doing what they're doing. Keep it up.
Good stuff going on.
Continue to grow. Continue to get better. Yep. It'll be fine.
Yep. So, Steven, where can people find you on the socials, my man?
You can find me on the old Twitter machine at Steven_1, and you can also find Our Nation Sports Show that I am a producer and a co-host on every single Tuesday. We are hot and we are heavy on the March Madness tournament playoffs in college basketball. And that's going on. It's been a lot of fun. Lots of upsets have happened in the last couple of days. And it's getting very exciting because next week is the Sweet 16. And that's happening in Detroit and Los Angeles and everywhere in between. And you can follow Our Nation Sports Show on Twitter at ON_Sports Show, Facebook and YouTube.com at Our Nation Sports Show. And we will be live on every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, 4 p.m. Pacific time, and talking about all things sports and all of that good stuff in between. And thank you for having me once again.
Heck yeah, Clutch. Anytime, man. You always come in clutch.
Hey,
clutch
when you need the guy off the bench, I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's a guy.
Mongrovian Mike, how can people find you on the socials, bro?
You can find me at Mongrovian Mike. I just want to give a quick shout out and show you guys the things that Mitch, our buddy Mitch Relstein from Hastel Toys. He's got the grapplers and gimmicks. You can find that. Look at that. It's a beautiful thing. At the smoke train. We got smoke train. We got Duke Drosy. Look at it, comes with this little garbage pail and everything.
Oh my God.
That is so cool. We got Uncle Tio Savio.
Yeah.
Really good,
Nice.
really good quality. They really are awesome. And this might be my favorite one. We all love the indie Death God. We love him. Matt Cardona, who got extra crispy. We'd be remiss if we didn't call that out this week.
Yes.
He got put through a table again. Next will be the Steph Delander. But here we go, Dad Cardona with the Cardona Crunch. Look at that. Who would have thought?
Those remind me of the Hasbro figures back in the day.
I can't wait to see him.
New WWF figures got the power.
And have him sign that for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to thank Mitch, my brother. He sent me these, and I got these on his birthday. So on his birthday, I received gifts. So thanks, Mitch. Love you, brother.
It's supposed to be the other way around, but
yes,
HastelToys.com.
Yeah, Hastel Toys, Grapplers and Gimmicks. Go there.
Yeah.
And real quick, speaking of Matt Cardona, he's taking on the one and the only Danhausen tonight in GCW.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. Watch wrestling, damn it.
Yep.
It's everywhere.
And you don't have to Google it. If you're a schmuck, you might have to Google
it. Deb, how can people find you on the socials?
At That's So Debonair on the Twitter machine and on the Instagram. We got 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Until WrestleMania weekend. I know those of us who are going, our itineraries are filling up. There's lots of stuff going on. If you want to, help to buy me a drink during WrestleMania weekend, go ahead and, go to my bio on Twitter or Instagram, click my link, subscribe, send a tip, that'll buy me a drink. Thank you.
I need to take part in doing that and putting that on my socials so that people can buy me drinks. Anyway.
Hey, Tony, they can buy you some Bloodline.
So yeah, before y'all can find me, quick shout out to Steven for that Smoking the Bandit 2 reference. Quarantine for 2 weeks. Anyway, y'all can find me at Tony Justice AJFA. Actually, it was quarantine for 3 weeks on there, but who it don't matter.
Yeah,
also,
you can find me.
Also, the references into Half Baked as well. So there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, the great Buford T. Justice. Speaking of Buford T. Justice, no relation. You can find me at Tony Justice AJFA.
What about that?
And if you're a Metallica fan, like I know all of y'all are, you know what that means.
Ooh, yeah.
Thank y'all for joining us tonight, and we will catch you all on the flip.